Okay, guys, welcome to part two of this Pompeo. What was it? What did I call this video? I forget what I called it. Welcome to part two of this um, reading that has really gotten off track. It was supposed to be Pompeo and Sunland and Congress and what they're going to do about their refusal to have him comply and come in and speak and what was going to happen with that. Um, but it went on to larger tangents about Syria and Turkey and the Kurds um, and stuff, and also even like uh, witness tampering. Say witness tampering through intimidation, that sort of thing. Um, so let's continue the reading. Right, my board is a little hard to see. Maybe I want to raise my board. Hold on, guys. Stick with me for a minute. Love hindering me now. Anyway, sorry. Let's get into the reading. Whew. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. You cannot see it. Eight of Cups represents Pompeo's side of the reading, but I don't know if this is him. On some level, I guess it is, but it's shared energy with other energies. Um, it tells me as Pompeo's energy, he wants to get out of something, but he's not going to be free to roam or have his way much longer, because it's kind of like, for me, in a past position. Soon he won't have as much free reign as he has now. But this Eight of Cups part is, like I said, kind of tricky, because I think it's also talking about America. America, the beautiful, with the red, white, and blue, and also, the Trump being stroked. Um, next to this, next to obviously Trump and Putin's cards. It's tricky what's going on here. So I'm just trying to sort it out. But I do see, America withdrawing from emotional ties in Turkey. Sorry, in Syria with the Kurd allies. We're withdrawing our help, withdrawing troops, moving them out. And there's a lot of uncertainty and confusion about why this is all happening, and a lot of uncertainty about America's future and the future of the Kurds. And it's all confusing about why it's even going down and where we're headed as a nation. There's, on another level, confusion and uncertainty amongst party members in the Republican side. Where are we headed with this, man? Where are we headed? Where are we going as a party and as a nation? And they want to get off this crazy train. I feel they're challenged, though. I don't really know how to do it. You just get off. You just do it. You just be brave. You just be a patriot. But they're not. They're just, I don't know what they are. They're a disgrace. They're disgraceful. I keep hitting my camera, so let me stop doing that. So America withdraws from Syria, and it's confusing as to why exactly we're doing this, as I told you before, and you can't see it now. Six of Pentacles. It's about paying back this president, Erdogan, Putin. It's about payback, because I got shit on you. That's why we're doing this. There's a lot of persuasion and leverage over Trump. Having to do with prostitutes, illicit affairs. Somehow Obama's tied into this, probably the pissing on the bed thing, and money exchanges and quid pro quos. That's why there's this leverage. That's why he's doing what he's doing. So this magician, like I said, represents Trump, it represents Putin, it also represents Erdogan, it represents Turkey, Syria, and the devil, which in my readings always represents Rudy Giuliani. Eight of Cups can also represent a trip or a journey, a trip to improve one's situation and turn situation around for the better, right? So this can be Barr on his foreign trip to help Trump prove his election win in 2016 and to root out the investigators, to investigate the investigators, right? To investigate Mueller and the FBI, which is what this Hermit card can represent. But I'm also seeing on another level in the mind and the spirit of Pompeo, Barr, Republicans, not all of them, but some of them, a desire to escape and get out of this, to hide, to run away. Because they think it's going to take a miracle to turn the situation around, but they're hanging in there. They can't escape because they're too dirty, their hands are too tied to it, there's too many links. And America is seeing and watching this whole thing happening. America can see and watch it all happen. The world is seeing and watching it all happen. You guys know this is my extraterrestrial card, or beyond. So everybody, I'm not saying extraterrestrials here, but I'm just saying it has that kind of scope. It's real big, it's huge, it's everyone is watching us. Abandon our friends, isolate ourselves with this Hermit card even further on the world stage. They're watching this. They're watching America fall, degrade itself. And it's really, really sad. It's really, really heartbreaking. But it could all turn around in an instant if the Republicans would do the right thing. If the Republicans could grab a hold of their kahunas and do what's right for the country instead of, just thinking about saving themselves, which is where their head's at. Right now, Putin's plan, and this is Putin's plan, he is winning. It's going in his favor. And we're crumbling, we're falling. I don't know if I don't think he's gonna win ultimately, though. Ultimately, I don't think he's gonna win. But for right now, he's winning, big time. So let's look at this magician in, I want to say Turkey, even though it's a peacock. Right? It looks like a turkey upside down. Magician can represent Trump or Putin. Can also represent a very powerful, persuasive person. Can represent Congress. It can represent a trial. It can represent Barr. I feel like, first off, in terms of Congress, that it's saying that there's going to be a strong move, a favorable move that will compel Pompeo and Trump and others to give them what they want. A compelling move or order. They're not fucking around. The magician is a powerful leader, a speaker, very charismatic and persuasive, right above the Speaker of the House, so this can represent Nancy Pelosi as well. Persuasive, compelling, in charge, and has influence over many is the energy of this card. So this energy is taking on the characteristics, like I said, of all these people: Trump, Putin, Congress, Pelosi, even Schiff. And the peacock reversed, however, its energy and character is corruption. It's a person who's totally vain. Their ego is through the roof. There's pride and anger and humiliation, inequality, racism, white supremacy, superiority. And even darker energy goes with this card. It can represent literally Satan or the destroyer that corrupts everything around it. So that's at the heart of this reading, next to influencing our country, influencing our leaders, influencing Trump. And that rhetoric is being is used to intimidate, to threat, and to deal out false promises to um, enemies and friends by Trump. So Turkey, as a power, its ruler will be the cause of death, will be the cause of death, um, loss of life, loss, ruin in the land of Syria. A lot of bloodshed. Five of Cups represents the bloodshed, it represents the loss, and um, feeling betrayed, backstabbed. Feeling betrayed and backstabbed. Backstabbing our friends, right? Backstabbing our friends. And there's so much hypocrisy in Congress over past words, tape, recorded, regarding impeachment, the impeachment of Nixon, regarding the impeachment of Clinton. Nothing's making sense. And there's so much hypocrisy. It's so corrupt. Everybody's watching, and it ain't pretty, man. It ain't pretty. Okay, this is pretty. This ain't pretty. This is ugly. What we've become. There's some sort of ruling or a compelling order that makes someone very, very angry. And there's a threat of incarceration or significant money loss, burden, and pressure as a result. So I don't think Nancy or Schiff are messing around. I guess there is an answer to the whole Sondland Pompeo thing. I think that they will go there. They will do whatever they have to do to bring whoever the witnesses they want to call in. And there's definite and deliberate obstruction of this process. And so I think anger, and there's going to be, right now I feel like she's threatening, but I do feel like right now I feel like she's threatening to incarcerate. I can't say that I see anyone put in jail yet. I just see a strong threat. And I do see loss of money. Says that someone is going to feel regretful and sorrowful, have a lot of regret for past actions and words said, lies told, and things in print. Widower clarifies this energy of grief, sorrow, and loss, but also talks about plots and schemes amongst these um, energies. Okay, and there is a deep state, guys, but I told you already it's not the Democrats, it's Trump and his party. It's Giuliani, it's Putin, there is a conspiracy to overthrow America. The plots, plans, and schemes to overthrow, to reshape and rebuild and revise America. Um, and at the same time, there's a plan to overthrow that plan and reshape America after we get rid of the poison. So, Widower clarifies this Five of Cups, as I was saying before, as loss, grief, sorrow, loss of life, plots and schemes, resigning to one's fate, and resigning and separating from one's job here. Remember, we have a job up here. Could involve this woman, it could involve Sunlin. There's significant loss because of a move, a strike. I'll repeat what I said. A lot of disagreeable talk and criticism about actions taken, words said, and the credibility um, and motives of the people involved. Okay? All being viciously attacked. So you can apply this energy to the woman Govanovich or whatever, to Sunlin, to uh, the whole thing that's happening with um, Erdogan and the Kurds. People are getting riled up. People are getting riled up and protesting, calling for resignation, calling for impeachment and removal, and vice versa. And like I said, people riled up. And blame placed upon our leaders for the atrocity and massacre and shame and disgrace. What happens in Syria doesn't stay in Syria. Everybody knows about it. So let's get to the more confusing part of this reading, the last line, because it's more of the future. So of course it's harder to place who all these energies will belong to. But we have the investigation, investigating the investigators. This has stood for Mueller in the past, but it can also be standing for Barr, who's on this journey to investigate the investigators, to prove Trump's legitimate win, which was actually orchestrated by Putin. Um, I think that what I didn't say earlier is I think that there was some sort of a secret meeting or request by Republicans asking Trump to, why don't you resign? Why don't you make a deal and resign? But I feel like if that has taken place, Trump does not comply because I see standing strong. If Barr or Pompeo are asked to resign, called to resign as well. And I guess this could apply to the Republicans. Sorry to say. Remember, this is all happening very quickly, and so things can change. This is like a 2 to 3 week time frame. I feel. Um, they're standing strong. They're staying confident, and they're not stepping down. They're not giving up. They're continuing with this, with the whole show, and trying to make a case, and digging for some sort of clues to make and present their case. I guess. I don't know. For Pompeo, once again, and I said this last week, and I'm saying it again. It's a different card is saying it though, so it's making a point to me. He's shrouded in secrecy, literally shrouded in secrecy, and he's shrouding evidence as well. He's doing his best to bury it, but he knows where all the bodies are hidden too. So this could be someone else who knows where all the bodies are hidden. All the dirty secrets, right? That's what I mean when I say that. I see lawyering up amongst all these energies, getting wise counsel, trying to get better counsel, better questioners for future upcoming hearings than the Democrats will come up with. So, Democrats, you need to really put your best prosecutors up to ask the right questions. Um, Lawyering up. Again, this could be Pompeo's energy, but also shared energy. Lawyering up, getting wise counsel, getting the best lawyer that his money and clout can buy him. And us becoming more and more isolated as a country. And there's a lot of secrecy. And I can't read what he's doing or why he's doing it. I can't read Pompeo. Other than to tell you he looks like a total prick. You know, he just looks like one to me. But I don't know him, so that's just my assumption. I do feel the investigation continues. Investigating from Congress, investigating from Barr. And I already told you that I don't think they'll step down. They're going to continue to try to make their case, even though they know they need a miracle. And I'm also getting a warning here, a warning of potential terrorist attack upon American soil within a very short period of time. Okay, the time frame is about 2 weeks, give or take a day or two, for this threat. So after that amount of time, perhaps the threat will dissipate. But there's a threat of a desperate act or a desperate man here. The crazies are present in the reading and they want to attack, right? This can represent ISIS. This can represent, Trump followers. This can represent Rudy Giuliani. um, so, just letting you know um, how that exactly will manifest. I don't know. I just see a terrorist attack on American soil and white supremacist attacks upon people of color or other ethnic backgrounds is also terrorism. And I do see children here. Let me turn my camera down a little bit further. Okay. I do see children here and schoolhouses. Schoolhouse. And children. And guns. So let's hope it's not another mass shooting as well. Any of that is it's all somehow related to Trump. And I don't know exactly which one. And also politicians may be targeted. Okay, I don't know exactly what to tell you other than to say no one's really safe. We all just have to prepare for any kind of crazy shit that could go down and be, watch out in your environment and report anyone suspicious, strange, um, and let's hope that I'm wrong. But I think that's why I'm delivering this reading because I really wanted to chuck it because it's to me, yeah, it's too all over the place. So, but maybe that's why I had to deliver this reading. Okay, I'm just sorry that it's on the part two, but oh well, I don't know, I don't know. Trying to use my leg to hold this up. Because I don't like the angle. Ten of Wands is telling me that there's a lot of obstruction and towards Congress, and also tons of pressure being put upon Congress to do something about Trump, to remove Trump, and to impeach. But not only towards the Democrats, but I also feel towards Congress as a whole, the Republicans as well. Pressure on them to do what's right, to act morally right. Pressure for them to do to do what's justified. To protect us, protect the Kurds. There's a failure to protect our own citizens from danger because of this president. because of the harmful rhetoric and because of the support that they're giving to him, that the crazies are reading into and feel that they've got the green light to go ahead and massacre. The priest reverse can represent injustice. It can represent a lot of things. It can represent injustice. It can represent a judge that's not ruling in your favor. It doesn't necessarily mean it was unjust. It just means you didn't get a ruling that went in your favor. You're really angry and upset about that. That could be Trump here, right? A guilty verdict, a bad decision, and tax corruption. Heavily hidden, long past history of tax corruption. And it also corrupts State Department, law enforcement, and justice system. For me, it also is representing Nancy Pelosi, but she's upside down, so I know that she's very, very angry. And there's a threat of incarceration coming from her towards those who are engaging in obstruction. But I feel like it's just threats right now. But I am seeing some craftiness on the part of Nancy Pelosi. Craftiness. Let me set this back up. This is getting on my nerves. I'll figure it out eventually, guys. um, Craftiness on Nancy Pelosi's part, okay? She can use this obstruction to get America to see how loyal the Republicans are to Trump, how loyal, what loyal dogs they are to Trump, and how far they will actually go to support him. And once America starts to see that, they're going to start um, applying more pressure on the Republicans to do what's right for the sake of the country and not for their own sake. And I do see some new developments coming in regarding tax corruption and a long history of that being exposed. I think there will be a massacre, a lot of loss of life. I think it's shameful what's happened, how we abandoned our friends and allies. There's a lot of sadness and tears shed over lost friends. Something about a letter, some evidence causes the pain and consequence to become even worse for those involved. This could be Sunland, this could be Trump, could be America. There's a feeling of being brokenhearted and a separation, brokenhearted about loss and about separation, resignation, impeachment. So, this last part, I'm just going to hold the cards up so you can see them because they're at an angle. It's hard to see. So we got the four of wands, clarified by the Bambino in the letter. And we've got this desperate man and Speranza reverse. I don't do a very good job of interpreting these. All I can tell you is, let's talk about Barr. Let's talk about Giuliani on their investigation trip. They're acting like desperate men. They're trying to rebuild a case against Biden's son. They're trying to build a case against Biden's son. Um, the cards say that Biden's son is innocent, naive, overprivileged, but nonetheless innocent. And they're also trying to fabricate some evidence and present that evidence against him shortly to Congress, maybe through Giuliani's testimony. But I told you last week about this and that it would be false. It would be falsified, fabricated. Trump may very well tweet or reveal their hand before they reveal it, which will kind of blow the lid off the story or diffuse the reaction they're hoping to get. Desperado tells me no one really believes this guy, Giuliani or Barr, they're acting desperate. It doesn't help their case, but instead will make it worse. Giuliani's looking crazier than ever, and Barr more corrupt than ever by delivering these messages, news, and developments, trying to frame basically the Biden child and causing isolation for themselves um, amongst the party. They're trying to distance themselves from the spectacle. It's a spectacle, is what I feel. There's loss of love and feeling and support for um, the cause, I feel, because it's just too downright evil and we just can't support it. Four of Wands is the only reason why I say that. Because this is keeping hope alive. This is giving up hope. But I don't think hope is lost yet. There's some sort of party support and agreement and harmony amongst the two parties on some sort of issue. They come together and they agree to start, begin, or launch probably the impeachment trials. Okay, so that's the reading. That's the best I can do for you. I hope that I have not confused anyone. I hope that I have given some answers and insight and not, you know, confused you. And thank you so much for your support. Thank you for keeping the channel alive and becoming a Patreon subscriber. Thank you for donating. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button and commenting and sharing. Um, Also, place, add some in your comments, some suggestions for this upcoming week's reading. I mean, things are happening so fast, but when I do these general readings, they're sometimes too overwhelming. It might be better if I just stuck with specific topic and just lay a few cards. All right, guys, take care. Blessings. Bye.